Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Anika Ray. I am a spiritual intuitive coach, mentor, teacher. I really specialize in soul level guidance and the Akashic Records, but also working with higher dimensions like Ascended Masters, Councils of Light. And so the whole purpose of this video is for you to get some spiritual guidance as you are going along your path. When I was spiritually awakening myself years ago, I really was looking for more guidance to really navigate my path, and that's what inspired me to do these videos. So the first part of the video is really going to be a collective reading for everyone, the spiritual guidance that could benefit most of us that are watching this video, and just take whatever resonates, whatever doesn't resonate. Again, just toss that aside. And then also I want to bring out some channeled messages for everyone, something that you can connect to energetically as well. So one of the things that I want to tell you, we are starting this year, this January, with a lot of energies that are very dense and also all over the place. You may feel as if you are being pulled into many different directions, maybe a little bit scattered at times. This density that is being brought up by a lot of outside influences, whether collectively, right, in humanity, people's thoughts or energies, whether energetically from the planets and the universe that are being brought into our own fields. Understand that this is really something that happens, and if you could at this point stay more grounded wherever you are and focus on what truly brings you balance, you will naturally be drawn to things that bring you balance. It could be times in the nature. It could be really times with yourself, like solitude. I know this has been a really huge theme for me this month. I really don't feel like moving forward with anything but just standing in present moment with myself. So take this guidance as finding that balance in the times where you're offset energetically and being pulled into that direction where that makes sense for you, doing activities that make sense to you and for you. Another thing collectively is also emotional imbalances. A lot of emotions coming from different pathways, whether they're past lives or pathways that are very much collective. For a lot of you, they're empathic, picking up on emotional suffering. There's just a lot going on in the world. So if you are also feeling emotionally overwhelmed, understand that, acknowledging the emotion is important, but then really understanding what is this emotion trying to tell you. Is this something that truly matters to you, or is this something that you're just needing to feel and sort of let go? Sometimes we get hung up on emotions and we really tend to not process them, but they linger on and they stay. And for a lot of empaths, that does cause desperation at times, perhaps even depression. And so just really understand how to deal with this emotional balance where you are not lingering on with the emotion too much. You're processing it and you are also acknowledging it, though you're not ignoring anything that comes up for you emotionally. Also understand that this process of expansion in consciousness, this is something that we're all individually going through on some level. So this expansion in consciousness, this awakening that you are going through, is a very natural state of being. It's a natural process that we're all really called to do. Some answer that call based on your soul's purpose, some don't, but that is okay. If you are really driven by spiritual growth, by personal growth, if you are driven by your purposes. And at times you may feel like, I'm not really sure in which direction to go, what classes to take, where am I going? This is all also kind of coming about in, right now is like a lot of things, a lot of information is coming at us because of the beginning of the year about your possibilities for spiritual growth, for expansion, for personal development. Just know that if you really and honestly are with yourself and you know that this is something that could be useful to you, then invest in it. The rest will have its own timing. A lot of us that are on a spiritual path feel like we have to do everything right away, immediately. A lot of times we get excited about it. A lot of times we also get sort of exposed to so many different things and directions, and we feel like, okay, I'm not sure which class to take, where to go, whether this is going to be helpful to me. So just know that as you're receiving all this information about meditations and guidance and classes, that, pick stuff that is really helpful to you at the moment. Check in with yourself and really understand, okay, this is for me, this is not for me, and then honor that. And just know that this is not a competition, this is not a rush, that everything that you're doing is going to add up into this wonderful process of awakening, expansion. This is ultimately what this is. That is leading into more of the ascended state where we're generating more light. And as far as we're getting close to now, in kind of going into, for some of you, I feel like a romantic life may be very important, or solidifying that, or maybe finding a partner, or again, deciding where you go, in which direction with partnerships. Understand that it's okay to explore differences in how you actually feel in relationships. This is really about you, and certain people will bring up certain things for you in relationships. So just know that there are so many, right, soulmate options there. Start from the abundance mindset rather than, okay, there is just one soulmate that I'm looking for and they will give me everything, and that'll be the best option for me. Just understand there's an abundance. There is a purpose to every relationship as well. Sometimes the relationship lasts very few months in our perception, right? In linearity is like, okay, I've been with this person just a few months and, we already have to part ways. And sometimes this union lasts for a long time. This really depends on where you are both, and also free will. So just understand, again, exploring the relationships to see what this relationship possibly gives you, and then learning that there is an abundance of soulmates, and that, in that exploration of what relationship can give you, it can be years or months, but just understand that, in this pool of soulmates, sometimes, again, our disappointment is that we're not going to spend the rest of our lives with this person, or our disappointment is that the relationship doesn't go anywhere. Our disappointment is that it makes us feel stuck. But just believe me, every relationship has its own purpose. So if you feel drawn to a person, acknowledge the human aspects, right? The red flags, if you see them, obviously, we want to acknowledge that aspect. However, even with the red flags, sometimes you will enter the relationship with the person and that will not pan out to be a long-term relationship. However, it will teach you something. So I just feel like a lot of us collectively maybe have that focus on relationships, and that's why I wanted to mention that as well in this collective reading. And finally, I want to also be focused on relationships that are aside of romantic relationships. I do feel that there is collective need to expand the connections, maybe of friendships, or maybe you're looking for a community of people that are really similar to your opinions or interests or hobbies or passions. But there is a need to also expand your soul tribe, and perhaps this is setting a precedence for a lot of you that you will also find that significant person through expanding your relationships with friendships. So starting friendships with people can lead to relationships, or meeting friends can introduce you to other people that can be significant to you in a relationship way. And that also is bringing about some birthing energy. So just understand that birthing energy has a lot to do with birthing, right, new things into life, new things into our reality. So that energy is also something that is quite maybe talked about, but also ignored as to how do we deal with birthing something into reality, right? Honoring that there is a period of, right, sort of like that accumulation of energy, like the cocoon, the same thing. So how does this relate to, right, even friendships? It is really about nurturing, birthing the relationship, and then nurturing it on. That's also with romantic relationships. Somehow we tend to ignore the birthing part, which is how do we actually get in touch with people? Where do we go to birth this into our reality? This is what I'm picking up intuitively, that energy of birth. You're birthing something, you're bringing something into reality. And that energy can bring about in itself a lot of changes. So the change is also associated with, you know, meeting these friends, and perhaps your dynamic changes, your lifestyle. Perhaps these people bring something within you that you didn't even know it existed, igniting something like a light within you. So this is just like the theme that is almost going to reflect this perhaps even year as we go about, is this birthing things into reality. And a lot is really revolving around these relationships, whether a soul tribe, solidifying relationships in a romantic way that may become really important for those of you that are looking into this video. And then just acknowledging that everything that is happening for you and not to you. That's one thing that's coming through the guidance that I'm picking up intuitively, that often I'm reminded of that. Just know that whatever changes are happening, whatever expansion is happening, whatever evolution is happening, whether this is starting this month or moving along on your path, is really knowing that it's happening for you and not to you, that it's nothing malicious, that it's partially what your soul has orchestrated on a soul level, partially what the divine is guiding you, and then also what the human is putting as their thoughts and emotions out there in the world. So what you're thinking and feeling also counts. Just know that this is something that we need to be reminded of, rather than feeling like we are, oh, it's happening to us, it's happening for us. Now, I do want to bring out some channeled messages and guidance and see who else is joining us as far as the guides. Perhaps you feel connected to this guide or these particular guides or group. If you don't know who they are, that is completely fine. I am first going to acknowledge intuitively their messages, and then I'm going to go into the channel state so that you can connect to it energetically. Strongly, right off the bat, I'm feeling a lot of divine feminine here, and us working through the emotions, relationships is showing up here, and Mother Mary really shows up as an ascended masters. her angels. I'm also seeing Kuan Yin, which is an aspect of the divine feminine. So if you are connected to these guides, and these are, in my opinion, Ascended Masters guides, however you may perceive it. Also, Saint Germain for somebody is very important, because we're working on our heart chakra as well. That's what these guides are bringing to my awareness, that as we are doing all of these things, you know, starting this year, right, this expansion, we're learning how to balance our emotions, we are solidifying our relationships, we're opening up to birthing new in that aspect into our reality. What these guides are bringing about is that it's important that we honor our heart chakra, and that heart chakra expansion is happening because we are acknowledging the aspect of the divine feminine, which is the love, compassion, kindness, grace, and generosity. All of these qualities within humans and within ourselves are very much the reflection of the divine feminine. And this awakening of the divine feminine, these guides are showing me, is happening individually but also collectively. So it may be that these groups that you are drawn to could be also women groups, or something that has to do with anything that's qualitatively connected to the feminine. So anything that is about compassion, kindness, generosity, love. So anything that you could share with others, that is that awakening of the heart chakra, the expansion of the heart chakra. And these guides, if you feel drawn to them, they can connect with you through the heart as well. So imagine them within your heart space. That's what they're sharing with me. Like whether you're connected to Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, right? Imagine these characters, you see them within your heart space, and imagine them being there and bringing through the heart space the guidance that is possibly needed, that you need at this particular moment. So that's one thing that they're sharing with me. And they're sharing a lot of weather changes, climate changes, things that are like pressure in the air, things that are shifting for us climate wise. I'm not sure, because again, this is intuitively channeled, guys. So take that as that resonates. Just know that whatever changes and wherever you are in the world, because I do see the planet going through some of these changes, perhaps these changes will be more extensive, you know, more powerful, that just to understand and honor the nature, but also to really, you know, listen to the weather and seeing these weather patterns. For some reason, they are bringing that up and saying that this truly is going to matter for some of you, and that could mean where you live, you know, honoring, you know, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the changes that are happening on the planet, and that you, the being of light, the holder of the grids, you yourself are a part of the planet. So you could ask for a milder, you know, manifestation of these kind of things in nature, and that knowing that this is also bringing up how to live in alignment with nature and cycles of nature, but also how to honor Mother Nature and what the planet needs to go through in that aspect. And so now I want to see if I can bring them through. Also, this last part is where I'm going to go into more of a channeled, deeper state, where I'm going to bring these guides energetically through, and we're going to close the reading also with some words of positivity and affirmation that could be helpful to you. So I'm going to keep my eyes closed and open in this section, but just bear with me as I bring through these guides, and I'm going to bring you through these messages. Dearest ones, we are with you, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, and our councils of light respectfully. We see your efforts as you are moving through these times of challenges, and the reality that is very much obstructed by human obstructions, by human thoughts and creations throughout history, human patterns that have served you at some point, but they are now hindering. These are the patterns that more resonate with the ego or power struggles that humanity feels. There is so much competitiveness. There is so much of this happening in the world. Who is better, wiser, richer, smarter? This competitiveness has helped humanity in the past because it was serving you to bring the best qualities within each of you, to sort of use this competitiveness as a fuel to your creativity. But at this point, this competitiveness has become, in your words, toxic. So if you are noticing the competitiveness happening in some form in your reality, you have a choice to be a part of it in a healthy way, where it brings about within you the most valuable qualities and creativity you can harness, and to move away from toxic competitiveness, because this toxicity pours into every aspect of human society, and it divides rather than unites humanity. And unity is very much necessary for you to move into higher alignment with the divine, with higher consciousness, and with us, so that there is not so much a feeling of separation, so that we can collaborate in unison together as we're moving into this process of unifying the universe on level of consciousness. You see, you are very instrumental, each of you, in being the aspects of light that you are, to really harness these best qualities of the divine within you, to understand that these qualities that we represent, as well as divine love, consciousness, guidance and clarity, as compassion, as unity, that all of us gathering together in energy can really shift this reality to reflect more of what the divine at the core is, which is love and unity. We live within you in energy, in oneness, and we want you to be able to feel that oneness with spirit and with everything around you, with the divine and with everything within you and around you, surrounding you. So the message that we bring through is moving away from these competitive ways, from the toxicity, from everything that exists within this reality that is no longer supportive to humanity. And on a personal note, we send you a lot of love and light. Feel our connection through your heart. Know that you are supported and guided and loved. And we leave it here, and so it is. Okay, well, I felt this is a very powerful message, and I want to also leave you with some words that you can use in your affirmations that are coming through intuitively and from these guides. And the first one is love, and the affirmation you could use is I am love, or I am loved. This is to really bring up that energy of your heart center, to open you up to love, to receiving, to compassion, to kindness, to generosity, both, right? Receiving and giving, and to expand your chakra, the heart chakra. So I am love, or I am loved. Another one is I am a child of universe. I am a child of universe or cosmos. I am divine. This is to really activate your presence and belonging in the universe to really not feel that separation from spirit, not feel that separation from the divine and your guides. I am a child of the universe or cosmos. I am divine. To acknowledge your divinity as well as a part of source. And finally, I want to leave you with this. There is no incompleteness, meaning that you can sort of flip that around and saying, I am complete. I am whole. I am complete. I am whole. Just believing that whatever it is that you're starting this year, however this year is starting for you, know that there is no incompleteness. This is a journey, and that you also as a person, as a light being, are very much complete and whole. But acknowledging that really brings about that vibration as well. I am complete, I am whole, and there is no incompleteness. I want to offer you my love and light, and I share these messages and this guidance really, again, for all of us as the collective. When you find this guidance, when you find this collective reading, please take it as it resonates again, and really know that this is a non-linear guidance, so you can use it at any time. Whenever you come across this video, it is the perfect time for you. If you like this content, I do want to continue to create more for all of us that are on this planet awakening and moving through the spiritual path and need some guidance to navigate it. Please do me a favor and click like on the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you can actually get notified when I post videos. And it has been my honor to share the soul level guidance and all that has come through here. Namaste, and a lot of love and light to you.